This is Iowa's News Now Sports with Owen Sebring.
History tonight for the Hawkeye men's and women's teams as they both go on the road, with the men facing number 1 Purdue and the women challenging number 2 Indiana. It's the first time in the history of Hawkeye athletics that both the men's and women's programs have played a top 5 opponent on the same day. A lot of Big Ten Conference implications riding on the top 5 women's game between the Hawks and Hoosiers. All-time attendance record for a women's game at Assembly Hall to go see that girl play. And this was a Clark attack over the first couple minutes. Down 3, Caitlin with a pull-up. Nothing to it. Just 20 seconds later, a give inside to Sonano, who doesn't even move, just gives it back to Clark for the contested 3. Same result. Hawkeyes take the early lead. A couple minutes later, off a Clark rebound. Look at the sizzle on this steak. Chucks it nearly the length of the floor to McKenna Warnock, who's looking healthy once again. Part of a 13-2 run for Iowa. Jump to the final minute of the first half. Off a Gabby Marshall steal, she gives it to Clark, who weaves the defense. Just watch this finish. A sublime reverse layup, and we're tied at 39 at halftime. This girl is unguardable. We know this. Second half, just look at her outrun 2 defenders, then splits a triple team for a layup to put Iowa in front again. Next possession, a behind-the-back dribble past half court, another pull-up, 35 points and 10 assists for Clark. But in the fourth quarter, Indiana stars take over. Grace Berger and Mackenzie Holmes combine for 50 points. Too many turnovers, too many missed free throws. Iowa will regroup for a Sunday afternoon home game against Rutgers. Iowa men, with their only meeting this year against number 1 Purdue. Boilermakers were unranked to start the season, but they've had an impressive rise over the last 2 months. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Zach Edey using his 7'4" frame to put Purdue up 29-17. Philip Rebraca, he's only 6'9", but he uses his size to get the lay-in here. The Hawkeyes still down 12. Down 17 at halftime. Move to the second half. Edey finds Braden Smith, and he knocks down a three-pointer. He had a game-high 24 points. Purdue up 48-27. The Hawkeyes make a run. Rebraca gets the bump and the friendly roll. Iowa down 12 with 8:41 left in the game. A minute later, Connor McCaffrey whips it to his bro, Patrick, and he gets the and 1. Hawkeyes cut the lead to 8. Next possession, Sanford, Rebraca, picking and popping. Iowa down just 6, but that is as close as they would get. Zach Edey checks back into the game and lights Mackey on fire with a dunk. 14-14 for the National Player of the Year candidate. Slow start was Iowa's undoing, and they lose by 14 back on the road Sunday against Minnesota. Speaking of Hawkeye hoops, last night a former Hawkeye, Keegan Murray, made history for the Sacramento Kings, breaking the rookie record for most three-pointers in a season, held for 25 years by Jason Williams, 130 triples and counting, and he's still got 28 regular season games left on the schedule. He's going to have a shot at the all-time NBA rookie record for three-pointers come April. Right now the Kings sit in 3rd place in the Western Conference. And tonight we get our first taste of postseason girls basketball with the opening round of the 1A regional tournament. Iowa Valley advances to face a tough North Lynn team next Tuesday. Montezuma and Waco moving on to the regional quarterfinal round. Clarksville, Don Bosco, and Turkey Valley are all moving to the next round as well. Impressive season this year for the Dons. Their 10th win of the season. That matches their win total from the last 4 years combined. And finally, some Bremner Cup continued action in Mount Vernon on the mat between Cornell and Co. Cornell trailing after the break, but Casey Allen, ranked 12th in the country, gets an escape and a takedown late in the 3rd period. A 3-0 decision to put the Rams back on the board. At 174, L.J. Richardson, number 11 in the country, helps expand the Co-Hawk lead with an 8-3 decision against Jacob Scherzer. Co pulling away now with an 11-point advantage on the road. Tristan Westfall has just cracked the top 15 at 184, but he puts on an impressive display. Gets a late 4-point near fall and coasts to a 16-3 major decision. Co gets their 2nd straight dominant win against Cornell, 33-6 final for Mount Vernon. For Sports Tonight, Nick's going to be right back with a final look at your weather.